The first part is as little a repetition, because just to give the context, who is a Tarkett? So who we are? We are a company of 140 years history, coming from different acquisition emerged. We are a leader in flooring sport surface with 3.4 billion sales, just to give the size, 12,000 employees. And we have 34 sites worldwide. When I say worldwide, it's really worldwide. It's meaning in US, in Europe, and also in East Europe. And we have 23 R&D centers and laboratories. It's really important for us. One key point, of course, is the innovation. We have a quite broad innovative product portfolio, so probably this one could be Tarkett, where we work every day. So we are producing, as you can see on the bottom, the linoleum, carpet, the wood, the indoor and outdoor sport solution. And for us, it's really important who we serve. So as you can see, when we see the segment that we serve, it's clear since the beginning that is at the core of our company, the people and the planet. We have been one of the first company in this field really to work for the sustainability. We have been one of the first really to recycle our material to ensure really that the sustainability is at the core of what we are doing. So the strategy that we have for the digital strategy is something closely connected with the overall business strategy. This is another point that I wanted to make it clear, at least for us. What has been successful is not that we had the business strategy, the strategy from the company and our board, and the transformation from another, digital transformation from the other side. What has been really the success for us is really to embed the digitalization and all the element of the digital transformation inside the business transformation. So the business transformation, of course, is impact on the customer, planet, and our people. That is, again, the people are at the core of what we are doing. Based on 4 axes, of course, one is to offer the best-in-class customer experience. I think we have talked already this morning around this, in the first presentation. Create innovative product and service and lead with sustainability. Everything, of course, something that is across all of that one is to really to empower our team to use in some way also the digital transformation really to have even more high performance team. So this one who we are, so what has been our approach to the Industry 4.0 transformation? As I say already, so the first point is that is completely embedded to the overall transformation. It's not something separated. That was one key element. The other key element for us is not technology for technology. It's something because it's nice to do it, because everyone does, so we have to do it. Not at all. It has to create value. So this is meaning that for us, since the beginning, the selection, also the initiatives, was really linked to the clear target in terms of safety, quality, cost, and of course impact on the people, and of course impact on the environment. What has been our approach? Our approach was to think big, but in the meantime to be very pragmatic, to start from who is ready to do it. And also what I completely agree with what has been said is already in the first presentation. The success of the transformation is based on, so if we are ready to that transformation. Is meaning, in our case, for instance, we started from the site that were more mature in, let's say, in terms of mastering the processes, mastering the product, mastering their activity. At that point, we start with them. And that is the reason why we started with who was most advanced team in operational excellence maturity. And also in terms of organization, we merged the two teams of operational excellence and industry 4.0, because the two things goes quite together. Then, again, what are the main digital initiatives for us? It was the why was really to create value. So every time it was the question that always we ask ourselves when we had to introduce something new in our company was, what are the value that is going to create? This was always the first question. Of course, for the people, for the planet, because as I said since the beginning, that are the key elements, let's say, that are part of our business model. And then what to do? As you can see here, we have a list. It is the list of the activity, of the initiatives that are running right now in the company. Of course, a different level of maturity, And also, as you can see, each of them is what is to serve, what is the impact on the key pillars of the strategy? And from the other side, what is the impact, and also if it's easy or not, the cost, let's say, the impact cost benefit to implement. Because of course, it's obvious that some of that one are much easier to implement, but also the benefit that is expected is more limited. And this one is our, let's say, is our frame, really, for the transformation that we are doing. So in terms of the initiatives that you are running. Some key condition for the implementation, because of course we have a lot of learning. We have a lot of learning. When I say learning, is meaning we had something that was not successful. For us, it was really to learn from that one, to adapt, to continue in our journey to become more and more mature. The prerequisite, of course, there is one part more in the OT and the other one in the IT. In OT, as I said since the beginning, what has been the key learning for us is that since the beginning is important to have a clear benefit, a clear value. What is the value that are going to create? What are the KPI what is going to improve? Okay. Also to get let's say, the support from the board, because of course to go to the board to ask for investment without giving back what is the value is almost difficult, okay? So that was one important point. The other point, as I say, is really important to have a maturity in terms, I'm talking more on the part of the site here, of the manufacturing part. It was important really in terms of operational excellence to have some foundation, some basic. And then the other key point was first to optimize without investment. We were very strict on this point, very challenging with our colleagues, our people to challenge them to try to optimize before to introduce any digital tools or any digital means, just to avoid to digitalize the waste. So, okay, this one is almost obvious. However, it's something that we continue to remind time to time. Without to forget the IT. The IT is meaning, of course, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of data management, in terms of data, all the cybersecurity. Because, of course, is not here today. I don't present it today. However, one of the, let's say, key initiatives, as I showed, was around the augmented reality, virtual reality. We had a quite interesting, let's say, deployment. However, our measure, we struggle a lot since the beginning on the infrastructure, on the connectivity, for instance. That was not something that we forecast at the beginning. So just to say that for us it was a key learning that, of course, we learn from that one, and after that we pay more attention. And what has been our way really to also to do this transformation, to continue to transformation? First, to start with the proof of concept in a quite small area, to a lot of attention we pay around the human aspect, because and also that is the reason why usually in this proof of concept we are more for people that are more advanced in terms of that are more willing, also more open-minded to do something more, yes, out of the box, let's say. Usually, especially for instance, again, I don't have today, but I will show other example for the cobot. Of course, we had to work with the operators because they were afraid, you know, to have something in their environment. So we work a lot with them. There was a lot of change management behind to make them they were working, the impact that they have from a safety ergonomic point of view. Really, we put a lot of attention and show to them what was the advantages for them. And then, of course, the communication. So this one in a nutshell to say that everything that we did, we design, we implement with the people and for the people. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to present a couple of examples, really some application with a lot of emphasis on, I will put emphasis what will be our challenges and how we overcome that challenges. So I start with an application of artificial intelligence for the simulation of our product. It's meaning, for instance, what you see now, of course, for instance, in this carpet, the design. So what is really key, important for us is the design. Okay, the design is a key aspect of what we are doing. And for us, it was really important to boost the creativity of our design team, okay, that they were struggling to do some activity that at a certain point was not too much added value because they have to design, to redo. And even more, when we are talking the simulation, for instance, if you think at the parquet of the wood, it was meaning also to have a lot of raw material, you know, that we were wasting. Since for us the planet, the sustainability is a key point, it was important not only to be fast in what we are doing, but also to have a huge impact. I mean, to see how we could reduce the usage of the raw material just for this part that is linked to the design. I will show after. So what I would like to say before to go in the details, how was before and after. For us, what was really a huge challenge, I can say to you, it was to make work together the people, the mathematicians and the IT, the people that were developing the solution using the artificial intelligence, this kind of people, with the design team. So it was a really huge challenge. By the way, I have with me also Igor. Igor was a project leader of this one. It was a huge challenge to make them understanding, to make the mathematician and IT people make understanding what the design team was requesting. It was a huge challenge. And then how we overcome that one. It looks soft, but finally is the hard part that we did. It was really in making this cross-functional collaboration between all the cross-functional team. And this one has been one of the key learning for us, that really the success of the implementation of the solution after that, it was really to make all the people around the table and make them working together. Concretely, what was the project? So this one is just for you to know how usually before we used to do it, this one. So to create one natural plank, one image that you see at the end, this one, we used to start from for instance, this is the one image for the wood. We used to start from the wood, right? Then we do the scanning, then we look the image, and if you don't like the image, we start again from the beginning, so it's meaning we retake some wood, we redo the scan, and we retake the image. We don't like, and we restart again. So you can imagine how much we lose everything for one image. And this one was taking something like 3-4 weeks. What we introduce through the machine learning algorithm, this one was developed again internally with some mathematician, is really we have some material, and the material at this point start to become a sort of database. So it's meaning that not every time we need to retake the raw material like the wood, but this is database. Through this artificial intelligent process, we can have different images. And so this is meaning that we can create not only one, but infinite images from just the database that we have. So it is when we can say that it could be done, we move from 3-4 weeks to 1 week. So it's meaning that all the designer team can have their full creativity from one side, not investing time in doing something that for them is completely not added value, but even more important, in addition to this one, is the sustainability aspect, because of course we don't need you know very well the wood that we have a huge challenging goal to find the raw material. Another example that I want to show to you is around the process control, the digital process control inspection. So, of course, for our product, in our production product, the control of our material is key. That is important because, of course, it's key because for the quality, for the impact directly on the customer. So, for us, it was really usually what we have, you have the inspector at the end of the line, or you have some process control along the line. For us, it was to move to the digital was really to ensure, to boost, to ensure to have zero claims, really maximum satisfaction of the customer, but also more important, after I show to you, some of the material was controlled by the people just to touch the material. And sometimes they touch the material in some situation that was not completely safety ergonomic. It was, again, a lot of attention to the people to ensure that also from the safety point of view, we can get the maximum. Of course, all the internal KPI like efficiency internally. Also here, again, what was for us our learning? Our learning it was because we started. I honest with you, we started, in some processes to start to put some camera, some sensor, and so on. And then we realized that at a certain moment we had a lot of data, but not really understanding what we had to measure, what we had to control. So for us, one of the key elements was we were struggling really to get the maturity in how manually we were able to control our process. And only at that point, what was really key, the key success factor was really to involve the key expert from a quality point of view and from the production point of view. They were able to understand what was the critical parameter that have an impact on the overall process. That was very, very, very useful. So just to show to you what was. This is one example on the embossing. For us, embossing is really important when we touch the material to see, that I have the proper, let's say, yes, embossing. I don't know how to say in a different way. So usually how we used to do before. So before we have the coating, so after that we had the embossing. After almost 10 minutes, there was someone, here you see the picture, someone that was just touching to see if, from the touch was fine. This was usually how it was done. And you can imagine there was a request the high-skilled people to make that one with a huge experience, because you can imagine just touching the material to assess if from the quality point of view was okay, not okay. In any case, if it was not okay, even if you stop, you can imagine the material that you scrap, because you know, if you can recognize only after 10 minutes. And also sometimes we have the consumption of the energy that was too much, but without really to understand. So what we did is, first of all, the understanding what the key parameter that was really allowing the appropriate embossing, that of course was linked to the temperature. And then based on that one, through a sensor, a camera, to measure how much was this how can I say, depth. Thank you, Igor. This depth. And based on that one, we had let's say the closed loop to give the input to the upfront to adjust the temperature. So as you can imagine, we save in terms of manual labor, but even more important, we were more precise in what we are doing with the clear standard reaction rules. The last, again, if I'm back here, I can say that this one is one example that we have started to deploy across all of our factory. And the key success here is not only the technical solution that has been identified, is more and more the prerequisite, the involvement of the expert in understanding what was the key parameter to control. It was the involvement of the expert people that knows how to inspect, that they were able also to upskill themselves, and we upskill themselves to identify how to move from doing inspection to now to control upfront how to make it. So again, here it has been a huge learning for us, because after this proof of concept, there was one of the first, and now we are boosting the deployment across all the site with this one clear in our mind. This is the last example that I have. I mean, I could have some more, but this is the last example, really the implementation of the SGV, the Smart Guided Vehicle. This one, I think, is one of the best example of learning that we had. This is a successful, but before this a success, we had also some other point where it was not so successful. And why? Because, so basically here in a nutshell, we automatize some, let's say, some flow, really to improve the productivity in terms of less labor intensive, and also from a safety point of view, we have a huge impact. So basically in the area, we remove completely the forklift. It was something that at the beginning, the people say, you are completely crazy, it's impossible to move out the forklift from production. So we are at zero forklift in that area. It's completely automated. And even more important, we upskill the people. Because again, I don't remember who said before me, but the key point is a matter, I mean, the Industry 4.0, or the solution in Industry 4.0, is not only a matter to reduce people, it's a matter to upskill people. It's a matter to have more skilled people, because it requires to do things in a different way. And so this is, again, is another key point. What was really for us the key point where we work a lot up front, it was really to standardize the flow. to ensure that at the beginning, so the learning was when we tried to do it in other example where we didn't have a segregation between forklift people, where it was no standard, the route that the forklift that the people were doing, when we introduced the automatization, was a huge challenge because there was a lot of hidden route that was not considered. So what was a key for us, the success for Tison, was really that we upfront, we define what was not only the current way of working, but with the people we design what was the optimum way of doing it, the optimum route. Basically, okay, I don't want to go in the details of the let's say of the point, but you can see from the image that we use it to move manually with the forklift important piece of material. And through the, let's say, the optimization of the flow, we introduced the SGV that now basically is not only more safe, it's not only that we don't have more people with ergonomic problem, but of course we have also a huge impact in terms of productivity. And what is even more important than now, this one that has been well accepted by the people, by the organization, is going to be extended across also some other areas. So say that one, I would like really to wrap up a little what has been our approach, also what has been the learning, and also the success so far. So first of all, I repeat what I already say, but I strongly believe that is. And also we have the proof in our company, the Industry 4.0 technology is first of all as a human transformation. So what is key is really, for us, it has been key really to put the people, to involve the people, to design with them what to do. That has been really key, and the solution needs to be developed and implemented with the people for the people. So it's really important to have the bottom-up, let's say, the team involved in that one. The second point has to be value-driven, is meaning that we cannot do a huge transformation like this one without the sponsorship for the board. And to get the sponsorship from the board is obvious that we needs to have value, needs to have financial return. So it's key since the beginning to have a clear indicator, clear KPI that can drive that one. To have the sponsorship and also to show the people the benefit that they can get. And then the other part, the transformation is not a run, but is more a marathon. Is the meaning that is, for us, has been, our approach has been has been an approach step by step, is meaning to learn, to have a global vision where to go, but we always start small, in mature site, and step by step we deploy based on that one. And with this one, I think I finished my speech. I don't know if I'm on time, yes.